Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Crusader Kings III, as we continue our run here on Newbie Island, up there in Ireland. I just wanted to go ahead and show you the full map of the world. Honestly, I'm not super familiar with how the map looks to begin with, and it's only been 40 years since the game started, so I'm not sure how much has had an opportunity to change, but just figured I'd show it off. I mean, the Holy Roman Empire still feels pretty close to what it probably would be. Obviously France is in there. There's Byzantine Empire. Yeah, so there you go. But of course, like I said, we are playing up here in Ireland up here. There we go. And our long-term goal, okay, it's just a long-term goal. Our medium-term goal would be to unite all of Ireland. I mean, long-term, I'd like to probably just take over all of the British Isles, just because why not? But medium-term, I definitely want to get this last little bit from England, which is going to be easier said than done, because England obviously is pretty strong. Short-term goal, however, is to take advantage of the fact that our current leader has a very large amount in stewardship, and we're hopefully getting, you know, a decent chunk of money coming in, and we want to be able to use this money to set ourselves up for the future, because and what I mean by that, obviously, is just we want to build things in our empire that will net us more money down the road, because our next leader might not have good stewardship and will therefore, you know, be making less money. So if we can set him up a good foundation with this guy, then he'll be fine to declare wars or whatever else we decide to do with him. So we're going to turn off the camera, get things rolling here. And yeah, I mean, first off, before I jump into this, I do want to apologize for if you're watching these as they come out, I apologize for the gap in videos. Just personal life stuff, just kind of coming up. Just one of those things, unfortunately, that unavoidable. But things are hopefully going to get back on track here now. I've kind of been missing, doing the videos on a regular basis, so hopefully I can get everything back on track and not too much of an impact overall. So anyway, here we are, Ireland, and I believe didn't we just get this leader? Didn't we just take over? I'll be honest, I should have gone back and checked the last message, but let's see here. We have an empty council position, court event available. I can still declare the Duchy of Meath if we have enough money for that. To declare war on King Robert, which we don't want to do just yet. All right, well, let me jump into this and just, again, I don't remember exactly what happened, and I apologize for that. But we'll just pick up wherever we can based off the information that we have available to us. It's funny that he's a flamboyant trickster, which gives us more intrigue, and yet our intrigue is only a total of 6. Like, he's just bad, and he's got this trait. It's just like, okay, kind of strange. He's also zealous, which gives him 2 points of martial, and he's only got 5 there. Now, I do believe, if I remember correctly, we did specialize. Yeah, I was gonna say we specialized our queen into managed domain, because I'm like, well, let's just double up on the stewardship. So actually, 10 of our stewardship's coming from her, you know, as well. Anyway, because she's got really good stewardship. So it's not like he's great at stewardship, but between the two of them, it's definitely helping us out quite a bit. So we'll take advantage of it while we can. There's our first guy. There's our most recent guy, right? No, I'm sorry. This is our first guy. This is our most recent guy. He just died. When did he die? Does it show us a death? There we go. Died in his sleep February 13th, 1106. Okay, so he was earlier this year. Okay, I couldn't remember. I apologize. Now it's all kind of maybe starting to come back to us. So we do have an empty council position. We do have somebody who wants to be on the council. We have to be able to put them on there, I suppose. Which is this guy right here. This is a chancellor position, and he is a terrible chancellor. Like, literally about as atrocious as you can get. Anybody else that would be decent at this? I doubt it. I mean, we might as well just put him on there and just live with it for now, but we definitely would prefer him not to be there in the long term. But I suppose it is something. So we're just going to set him on domestic affairs for right now, and I think that will be fine. What else we got going on? We're not fabricating a claim on anything. Do we have any counties that we can convert? Okay, we do have that, and we're actually doing that as we speak. Okay, cool. And then I mean, we could increase development in a county. Wish there was an easy way to see like kind of how these counties are developed as it is. Let's check something real quick. Is there a map filter for that? There has to be something, right? Development, maybe? Is that really what we're looking for, maybe? Development 6. Because I kind of feel like making our strong ones stronger, maybe? Is sometimes a good idea. I mean, Desmond down here is on a development 11. Yeah, so which increases our levies and our taxes, right? Of course, our capital's here. So it might just... I mean, it's not that far behind either, right? So it might be worth just continuing to improve our capital area and going from there. Yeah, that might be worth it. We might stick you here then. So let's go over here and grab you. And we're going to increase... We're just going to increase development here. See what you can do. Okay. We'll go with that. As far as our spy master, who doesn't really like us that much, which is a little disturbing, but... Guess we'll have him disrupting schemes. That's fine. And then our marshal... I mean, I guess I'll keep him training commanders and things like that. All right. I think that all looks good. We do have a scheme going right now. We're trying to sway Earl Olaf, which is... Yeah, I was going to say that's our spy master as well. Court events available. Protecting against factions. You have a faction... You've had a faction form against you, but do not panic. You still have time to set things right. Alright, so... Wants the Kingdom of Ireland. This is... She literally wants the entire kingdom. Oh, this is my aunt and my friend. Alright. The Duke of Ulster up there is joined. But her military power is pretty much non-existent. Vassals and counties join factions when they're dissatisfied with your rule. To counteract this, you can decrease their opinion of you, or sorry, increase your opinion of you, or try to become dreaded. To avoid factions, recommend that you increase your vassal's opinion of you. She's plus 67. She already likes me. Pace your conquest and try to murder any claim that's more popular than you. Okay, fair enough. You'll often have time to appease your vassals before the faction president's demands. Use this time wisely. Counties with low popular opinion tend to join the peasant faction. Unlike other factions, this faction will rise up no matter if they have a chance of winning or not. Sometimes you simply have to put the peasants in their place. You should always keep an eye on peasant factions. If they strike while you're at war, they can do significant damage to your control. I've seen that before in previous Crusader Kings, so pretty familiar with that. I don't know. We'll just see what happens, but I'm not super concerned about it at the moment. And then we have a court event available. 2 of my courtiers share lodging, squabbling both with heavy dark circles beneath their eyes. Cannot share a bed with Gilbert any longer. Okay. Let's see here. Gain some opinion, spend some prestige, which we have like none. And we do know we can go negative, but no matter what happens, they gain sleep deprived. Well, I can set my lodging to middling lodgings. Ah, that would cost us some money, right? Let's see here. It's actually a pretty big jump, too. I mean, it could be okay. We don't really need it for the grandeur, though, right? Just kind of been using it as my baseline for, like, not worrying about it until that became a thing. Oh, it does reduce the stress gain. I didn't mean to go away from that. Yeah, why not? We'll set it to middling. A little bit money drop just to get some other stuff. Why not? Can we hold court? We cannot hold court yet. So we'll come back to that. All right, we're going to go ahead and pause, obviously, and we're going to cruise along here. Get some money to keep building some stuff. Oh, it already has enough military power. Does it really? But she likes me, so what am I supposed to do about her? My son has just finished a lesson. Let's see here. Keeps the trait just. Just give him stewardship. No, I'm okay with him being just, I think. So what do we want to do here? I mean, unfortunately, Orlov is one of the ones that's in there. I mean, I could scheme to kill her off, which sounds really sad. What are the success chances here? 6%. That's awesome. Okay, I could disinherit her. So if I move her from the line of succession, does that not just... I want to do this. I want to click this. I don't want to actually do it. Is this going to tell me something? Okay, there we go. Don't know if that's the right word, move or not. Well, I'm trying to sway this guy. So if this guy gets a little bit more happy with me, maybe he will drop out of this. We're going to let it go. We've got a little bit of time, not a lot, to try and make something happen here. Let's see here. It's come to my attention that some local commoners are moving to Port Lerge, the capital of my spymaster Earl Orlov. Locals, newly settled or not, praising me can surely do no harm in this to his perception of me. Okay, yeah. I'll lose some gold, but gain some progress. No, I'm not going to spend the gold on that. I think there's other things to spend gold on. Speaking of, let's come back over here to our stuff and see here. What do we want to spend gold on next? Oh, we're already building the hamlet. That's right. What about the prayer halls? Prayer halls will double up our tax. That's not a ton. For the money, I actually don't know if it's worth it or not. Also got the temple here, which is extremely expensive. Pretty good jump in taxation, though. It helps our garrison and our levies and all that stuff. I mean, I like this one. Also extremely expensive. We could always do a new holding here. Not to grant the holding to somebody else. Interesting. What else we got going on here? Go back to the castle, see if there's anything I can build here. I mean, I can do things like hunting grounds here, I suppose. Barracks. Trade port. Oh, that's right. I wanted to do a trade port before. I think I will save up for that. I think that might be worth something. Alright, so let's see if we can do that. Okay, greetings, my sensible liege. I have arrived in Luminec to pay homage to you, glorious High King, as a show of my loyalty. I hope my pledge of submission alone is evident enough of my honor. Sure. Wait patiently on my throne for the arrival of Earl Orlov, who is soon announced and ushered before me. He kneels in deference, offering nothing but his oath to faithfully serve as a vassal of the kingdom. Well, then why are you joining this faction against me? At last I bid the Earl arise, confirming my satisfaction in Olaf's rights to the lands he rules in my stead. Okay. I mean, that's great, but again, is he still part of this faction against me? Yes, because he doesn't actually like me better yet. I guess this hasn't actually finished. Alright, well, we're going to play it out for now. I think we can go ahead and build the port now, though, can't we? Trade ports. It's not a ton of money, but I have to imagine that it will eventually, like, build up to something worthwhile. I mean, trade ports, come on. That makes sense logically to me. Oh, he was not swayed. That's unfortunate. Oh, she gained some stewardship. Nice. Ooh, living healthy. Nice. Does that increase my stewardship by any chance? No, not quite enough. Is it what, half of hers or something like that that we get? She's at 21 and we're getting 10 from her right now, so I think it is half of hers. Or something of that nature. Oh, I can hold court. Might as well. I mean, it does cost us prestige, but I think it's worth doing. Alright, Duke so-and-so stands before us, his face graved with concern. My lord, the threat of England weighs heavy on my mind. I don't disagree with you. King Robert looms across the border. He points only days from the gates of Dun something something and House Conchabert's hearts. You must help fortify my lands. Soldiers and fortifications are all that stand between Ireland and ruin. Like the music's a little bit loud. I apologize for that. Turn that down just a smidge. Special contract. March contract. Ulster must be fortified. Frontier ramparts. Come on. I keep forgetting to let it lock. March contract. So again, this one gives us reduce army gold maintenance. Control territory defender. Levy size increases. Garrison size increases. Levy reinforcement rate increases. Is this for like everywhere? Guess we haven't really done much with these contracts, have we? I'm tempted just to do the fort. It's the thing. I'm going to try this. I think we just get reduced money from him, right? I think that's all it is. All right, my knight tagged has returned a bending ear. Sorry, takes a turn bending my ear before the assembled court. Glorious host, give me the honor of protecting you from your enemies and serving at your side. I will not let you down. Appoint him as my bodyguard. How much does he like me? Not really at all. That still feels a little scary. Personal champion. That might be worthwhile. Because it means like, I feel like bodyguard just feels scary with somebody who doesn't just absolutely love me. Now granted, his opinion will go up, but not enough to like justify. I think personal champion is fine. For now. I mean, this costs us a little bit of money. Makes him a little bit happier. Maybe at some point we can do something else with that. My liege, Earl Olaf's voice is severe. I request that we launch an investigation about an infamous preacher in Luminec. You see, this preacher is, well, she's a woman. Oh, that's how offensive. This is not in accordance with our faith. Earl Mael Morda interjects Olaf's speech by raising his hand and taking a step forward. My liege, while Olaf is correct in his assessment, that is the preacher's only flaw. Everything she teaches is in accordance with our faith. Great. I don't really like the idea of losing opinion with Olaf. But I kind of agree. That what's the big deal? Gets more development growth, a little bit less control, but popular opinion goes up. Honestly, I think this is fine. Unfortunately, Olaf is going to hate me, but you know, surely that's not that big of a deal with a spy master, right? Gilded Rat's tail has a low durability. Oh, this is the one that I didn't care about, right? That literally just lowers prestige and gives us child. Yeah, I don't think that one's worth. Yeah, I don't care if that one just goes away. You can ask your head of faith for gold. Really? Well, he loses opinion, but it comes back up again, and he already hates us. He's a treacherous villain. Our Pope is a treacherous villain. That's just great. But you know what? We're going to get some gold from him, because why not? Who's our powerful vassal? I can still create the duchy. You know what? I might as well create this at some point. Oh, I need 300 prestige. Oh no, it gives me 300 prestige. I need 212 gold. Okay, we'll get to that later. I can change his contract. Oh, so this is the guy that's on the special contract of March right now. I can also change him to higher taxes. Oh no, we are at high taxes. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this wrong. We are here. I can actually lower this and gain a tiny bit of opinion. I mean, he is one of the ones that's in the faction against me, right? So if I lower this a bit more, maybe this would actually be worthwhile. I don't know. We'll try that. So if I come back over here, I mean, people still... Nope, she just already lost it. It actually wasn't through him, though. It was through our spy master, interestingly enough. All right, fair enough. Anything else to adjust right now? Any decisions I can worry about? No, not really. Oh, there's our money. To the worthless king. Here comes the tax refund. Oh well. We are going to go ahead and immediately create the duchy, because why not? Get some prestige back. And we'll keep that duchy because we have enough for that, don't we? Oh no, too many. Oh, I have enough. I can have more holdings. I just can't have more duchies. Never mind. All right, fine. We'll give this to somebody. I give it to my player heir, my son. Give it to my aunt. I wonder if that would make her happy. Might make her too strong, though. I'll give it to my son. I think I did that wrong, didn't I? Oh, this is just showing me the succession. Never mind. I can grant it to... I bet I can't grant it to him because I bet he's too young. No. Wait, where is he? I'm blind. There it is. My player heir. Grant it to him. Sure. That way it kind of comes back to us later on. Why not? One of my council positions is missing a... Why? Did something change when we made that duchy or something? How do we... Let's see here. Steward. Actually, if anything, I wouldn't mind this guy being the steward. Hopefully that keeps him happy. And then we can find us a different chancellor. Actually, this guy's not terrible. That looks like that will work out. No, domestic affairs, and I want you to continue to increase development here for now, please. All right, I think that feels okay. Dangerous faction is back in. Okay, so they just shuffled up a little bit, which is unfortunate. Grandeur level 2. I was going to say there's an alliance I could have done, I guess. We can do more development stuff, right? So, or did we already get the harbor? We did get the harbor. Oh no, sorry, it's got 9 days left. I kind of want to just keep working up the trade port stuff. So let's give it the 9 days. Emerging lunacy. Well, that sounds comforting. Lately, I've had a hard time thinking straight. My thoughts are scattered like clouds upon a summer sky. Not gonna lie, I feel like I've been there before. The birds outside my window have started singing another tune. Other people seem to willfully talk in riddles, and no one acknowledges that cilantro is truly horrible spice. I love it, actually. That's kind of funny. Did it finish? It did, but we don't have enough money yet. Oh, now I'm a lunatic. Great! This last week, I have been spiraling like a leaf in a tornado, going round and round and round. What is reality? What is real? I can no longer answer this. All I know is that the woman in the clouds understands me, but the shadows are reaching further every day. Well, you gotta listen to the woman in the clouds, because she obviously knows what she's talking about. Why am I a lunatic? I liked my leader. I guess, I guess crazy people can live, and he can stay a leader for a long time, even as a lunatic, but it's still a little scary. I guess I'm more resistant to hostile schemes, though, which is kind of funny. But the way my wife's looking at me right now, I don't blame her. I mean, she's like, oh, what have I done? I've married a crazy person. Knock a new perk for the stewardship lifestyle. Nice. Which one do I want to go down? So we got administrator. Actually, what's probably the lowest thing? Trade administrator gives us more stewardship, more vassal opinion, more diplomacy. I actually kind of like that. Architect. A little bit more stewardship also gives us some building, construction, time, and cost reduction. Avaricious. Get more taxes. I feel like I'm doing more building right now, trying to build up our stuff. If we had like a good foundation of stuff built up already, I might go with more of the taxes or something like that. But since we're trying to build up as much as we can while we have money coming in, I think going down one of these routes is probably the better bet. All right, we're going to start with cutting quarterstones, which sounds funny, but we'll go with that. Get us things a little bit cheaper. The sermon. Today, Dongol held a fiery sermon for all the children of the court. They were apparently spellbound as he zealously read from the scriptures. My son Brian seemed to take it to heart, perhaps a little too much. He has been hounding the servants for hours since, pointing out how they can be better insularists. Stays zealous. Honestly, why not? Let the boy have his whatever. Hey, the High Queen is pregnant now. The voice of reason. Another council meeting, another conflict. Chancellor Rauer, and Steward Gillerlosa are arguing violently about the religious minorities issue. As High King, I could silence them with a single word, but I have a better idea. My diplomatic pursuits have given me insight on how to handle situations like these to please everyone. Find a compromise that makes everybody happy. I only have a 3% chance to do it with a hook. I have a 51% chance to just do it at all, and a 40% chance that it fails. I mean, yes, the odds are in my favor ever so slightly. I mean, they're both kind of like, you know what? Let's go for it. Ah, see, of course, the one that was the least likely to happen is what happened, because that's how it always is. I would be delighted if your daughter, Winfrieda, could visit my court in Dublin to meet her peers. I hope she will attend, as I have been waiting for an opportunity to see her. You're just asking to see your sister? Like, okay. My son? Okay, whatever. Of course, she'll be there. I don't know why you have to ask permission for your sister to come hang out. Greetings, my serene liege. I have arrived in Luminec to pay homage to you, glorious High King. As a show of my loyalty, I bring you gifts, rich gifts worthy of your majesty as a token of my goodwill and servitude. Cool. All right. Gain some money, gain some renown, and other things. Grandor's at level 3. Hey, I have another son. Very cool. Sure. We'll just leave the name on there as default. That's fine with me. The fresh net weavers is done. Child return. I'm guessing my daughter return. All right. Not sure why that's important, but maybe it is. Can we go up to the next one? Kind of want to keep going up this a little bit more. This actually becomes a proper trade port, so. Man, I'm still not getting the swaying done. That's sad. Height and peak. What was he doing in the wardrobe in the servants' quarters? He looks like a fool, smiling, flustered cheeks, drooling. Okay, what? Okay. All right, buddy. How about you? Yeah, how about you restrain yourself a bit? Now, that does make him less, like, this at least gives him more fertility, though, right? All right, well, just tell him to wait till he's grown up. I don't know. Goodness. Accusations of witchcraft. Bloodstained cloth, crow's feathers, strange-smelling concoctions is the evidence presented to me by a group of villagers from Leinster as proof that Eugenia has been practicing witchcraft in her hut on the outskirts of their village. The villagers claim her evil works must be cause of their poor harvest and are calling for her execution. Ouch. I could use a new advisor. Wow. All of these are going to give me stress, which is just amazing. Upset peasants. 25 popular opinion drop. That is rough. But I don't know. Don't feel like just executing somebody. I don't know. I'm going to go with this route. I don't like the stress thing. Become reclusive. This is not great, but I do lose stress. All right, I think we're going to take... Well, actually, I'm going to think about this. No, I'm going to put a cut in there. We'll think about this one. Now we'll figure it out when we come back. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.